Hi, welcome back. We're at day 2 of NAB 2012, and you're here at Post TV Live. We're here with Mark Loftus, senior editor of Post Magazine. I'm Randy Altman, editor-in-chief. And this is Bryce Button from AJA. And they had a bunch of new announcements yesterday, and they're all pretty cool. And he brought props, so we're going to show you what he's talking about as well. But you want to start off with the KeyPro Quad?
Yes, we had a rather thrilling day yesterday. We introduced the KeyPro Quad to the world, and the core of what this product is about is efficient 4K workflows. So I actually have it here, and you'll see that for those of you that might be familiar with the KeyPro Mini, it's the same height, right? But it's a little plumper because we needed to fit in a bunch of extra power and also give you a confidence screen. So in the front here you have a lovely confidence screen now for doing the core process. If I turn around to the back, you're going to see a whole wealth of ports, and it begins with your input. So you've got 4 3G SDI inputs, because this KeyPro Quad supports 4K, Quad HD, 2K, and HD. So again, a ton of different formats coming in.
So you're giving people a path up if they want?
You might be starting in HD because that's your current workflow. Maybe you're hooked to like a Sony F3 or something like that. But we've done a lot of work here with Canon as our partner, for instance, to help move people through complicated raw workflows to make it simpler for them. So at our stand, and at the Canon stand, this is shown with the Canon C500, which they just announced last week. And what's coming out of that camera is true raw data. So what we're doing is we take the raw data.
You want me to hold the mic so you could...
That would be fabulous, thank you. So you've got the raw data coming in off your 4 SDI connections. We take it in, we debayer it. Because remember that raw, all the color information is mixed around, and we're taking it to red, green, and blue. And then in real time, we're encoding it to ProRes to SSD. So that's what we have here is our new SSD modules that we'll be recording to.
And that's something you could hand write off for editorial purposes.
Correct. So at the simplest form, in terms of working with 4K, we're going straight from lens to post again, just like we've done with HD with the original KeyPro. At the same time, you're going to want to preserve that raw material because that gives you the most flexibility for future proofing. So you could be coming out through the Thunderbolt connection that we have on the back of the KeyPro Quad.
Nice.
And that simply hooks to your drive and to your CPU. And then you can capture it with a new little HA application just to do your stop-start. This is effectively like an E-to-E pass-through from the camera. And then Canon will also have their color correction software by the time this is released, so that we can obviously do any other light work you might need to do. At the same time, there are 4 SDIs out, so you can drive some of the new 4K monitors coming. Another announcement from Canon last week was a new 4K display, a nice smaller 4K display for use on set. So you'd be driving that at the same time. But you'll notice there's a third level here of connectivity, again with an SDI at the top. And what that's for is HD SDI that's always on. Because as people start working, they might not have a 4K monitor available on the set. So in real time, we're scaling down to HD so they can drive that HD monitor on set at the same time as they're doing all this raw pass-through work and while they're still recording to ProRes. So all of this is simultaneous. And on top of that, of course, there's an HDMI connection. Again, all of this is live.
Yeah. So ultimately, the 4K storage would be through Thunderbolt externally, and then on board you have your editorial.
SSD reader,
yeah.
Going to ProRes. So again, where do you go when you come from here once you pull this guy out? Well, that means we have a new reader that this will be going into. So we pop it in this side, and we take a look around the back. Well, we have 2 forms of connectivity, Thunderbolt again. So we really are trying to utilize Thunderbolt to its maximum. And also SATA, because you might be on a system that simply doesn't have Thunderbolt available. So really simple workflow process using rugged drives. Again, these are KeyPro and type connections. In other words, we have making a proprietary SSD here, simply because we needed to make connection points that are going to withstand a lot of abuse.
Right.
So it's a fabulous continuation of the KeyPro story. The other announcement that we had here is another KeyPro, the KeyPro Rack. So it's effectively taking the original KeyPro and putting it into a 1RU form factor, which is fabulous for video assist, it's fabulous for broadcast, host facilities, etc. We added a couple of things. There are 2 drive bays in that KeyPro Rack, so you can have up to 1 terabyte of storage. And on the back end, redundant power supplies, because you're a broadcaster, you always want that little extra level of security. And then AES audio connections so that you can connect throughout your facility. So incredible.
Yesterday at the press event, you showed a picture of it in a rack. It looked great. It looked bright, new, and it looked good.
It looked completely dwarfed by a typical VTR.
Great.
So the truth is, you're going to be able to fit 4 or 5 KeyPro racks into the same space that your tape deck used to take.
So a mobile truck would really like something like this.
I think so.
How far away are they from being deliverable?
So the KeyPro rack started shipping yesterday.
Nice.
We also added Avid DNX HD support to the KeyPro Mini for folks who already own one. In typical AJA fashion, you buy one of our products and we'll keep giving you capabilities as we can bring them to market. So that's a free download. And the KeyPro Quad we're simply announcing will be shipping this year.
Okay.
Because we are working in conjunction with our partners at Canon. We want to make sure everything arrives correctly at this right time.
When you look at this show, it's only a day in, but between the Canon announcements and your new products, is this really the 4K show? Is that what attendees will take out of this when they look back?
I think they're going to decide it's 4K and it's Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt.
Right. Speaking of which,
Took a year, but
I got something in my pocket here. Oh yeah, this is our other new guy, little T-Tap. It's really small and minute, right? So what do we got here is a little box that's designed to help you with your broadcast monitoring needs as you run around the globe, quite frankly. You are simply connecting to it through a Thunderbolt cable. So you take your MacBook Air even, connect into here, and on the back end, we're spitting out 10-bit SDI, HD or SD, as well as HDMI output with 10-bit. And this is unique. Typically in these kind of workflows, people are going to the store and buying a little HDMI converter, but that's off DisplayPort. It's not using Thunderbolt. This is a video out device. It comes with the same kind of drivers that we provide with all our IOXT and Kona cards, so usable with any of your NLE systems.
okay.
So and this guy is so light. Again, you don't need anything else with it, and it's a whopping $249.
Is it available now?
This will be available very soon.
Can we keep this one?
Well, maybe. I like it too much, though.
It is nice.
These things up. So, thank you.
Very cool.
Actually, they just told me that we're running out of time. Is there anything else that we haven't asked that you should?
Oh, no, just that we're having a fabulous time here at the show, and it's always really great to hang with you here at Post.
Excellent.
Bryce.
Thanks a lot for stopping by, Bryce.
Bryce Button, AJA. We will be back in a moment with NVIDIA. Thanks
Stay
so much.
tuned.